What's up? Woo.
We good.
Just,
Yeah.
You see, I got my cold beverage.
Glass. Nah.
Huh? What you say?
I said I don't even got no glass here.
Oh, I ain't worrying about no glass. Yeah, so yeah, we'll wait a second, then we're just gonna start. So we're only gonna do the 30 minutes and get ready for the Knicks game. All right, just let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready when you are.
All right.
Yeah, they'll see it after.
All right, so yeah, we're only doing this for half an hour because Knicks got a game tonight at 9:00. But we back Knicks Morning Coffee. I'm Mr. King, and y'all know my partner Joe Cool. So we just here to try to make some sense out of these trade deadlines that everybody seemed to be participating in, but us. And we letting some good names come off the board. So
first of all, welcome back. We back. I even let them know we back. New job, so we got to change up the times. So now I work in the morning, so we're gonna figure something out. It's gonna be Knicks Morning Coffee at night.
Sometimes, yeah, we get it right. We get it right, and if you want to have your coffee at night, that's cool too. But we know what the game bring. We ain't gonna sit here and try to front. So just remember to like, comment, subscribe, and then we're gonna try to fit it back in somewhere because we still talk Knicks. That just don't never stop. But just to try to say what kind of names. Really, first we just jump into what kind of names already came off the board that maybe not could have helped us if the Knicks would make a move. And I'm looking at Karis LeVert. He was the first probably guy that can help you. He was the first shoe to drop. And I don't know if the Knicks made a call or made it, with some inquiry before about Karis LeVert, but we just can't let everybody get all the good people and then we stuck at the tail end and making a move for the sake of making a move. And then CJ McCollum. So you let this guy get off the board.
Yeah, but I ain't want CJ McCollum anyway.
But listen, you at least have to inquire because LeVert, they gave up as far as Cleveland, Ricky Rubio and a second round pick. McCullough was for Josh Hart and compensation. So you talking about making room. Well, people are getting each other for peanuts in a sense, even though Rubio was having a good year before the injury. And then you slide down with Portland like a Norman Powell, who's almost like a Burt, but maybe a little more efficient. And then Robert Covington, who maybe at the 3 could assure up your 3-man defense, who can also hit the 3 ball and bring a little bit of toughness. I ain't saying we have to get them guys, but we have to inquire. Like, we got to do something. Just can't sit pat unless that's your whole plan. And then you swing down to, unless you're going to try to hit a home run with, let's say, the Ben Simmons, the James Harden, and then even your boy Stephen A. talking about he wouldn't even mind Russell Westbrook in a Knicks uniform. That's how bad it got for him.
Yeah, it didn't get that bad for me. I'm still sticking to my guns. If you're not going to change for the better, then don't even change it. I don't think Westbrook. I think that changes the whole team anyway because we're not passing the ball to each other. It seems like it's like a division. I know we talk about that all the time. Like it's almost like the rookies are divided with the second-year rookies, and Randall's on an island all on his own. Then you got Kemba and Fournier on the island all on their own. Derrick Rose is hurt, so he's not even in the mix. So
Well,
it's like everybody's divided to me. I don't know.
I don't see. I felt that way about Randall up until about five games ago. Randall, well, we're gonna go into a little bit of his mishaps, but as far as with him and RJ, they seem to have created some type of a bond, and they giving each other pounds all the time. It's almost like Randall is snubbing the New York media and the New York period because of maybe something he might have heard about him being mixed up in some type of trade, and rightfully so. Nobody is susceptible to being in a trade rumor. So Randall went into his little funk, but at least with him and RJ, the past 5 or 6 games, they seem to be having some type of thing going. Because to me, the Knicks, I look at a guy like Jeremy Grant, right, added for the Pistons. Now, I don't want to give up Mitch for him. They said the Pistons are high on Mitch. Now, we ain't talking about giving up a Mitch for him. But if that's where you could try to swing a guy like him, and that'll even help out Randall and RJ, because he will play his role to the fullest. So I'm talking to somebody the other day, excuse me, and they trying to convince me on the tank, and I'm just like, that don't make sense to me if you can't pull off the big, the nice move. I don't want them to tank because you owe us from last year, meaning the Knicks. You owe us, and look what the Hawks did when they went on their run. So if you could get it together. Now just check these stats out right quick. And then maybe somebody come in and give us some of their opinion. But check this out for a second. This is why I want them to tank. In the Western Conference, a 12th place seed, you are 23.5 games out of first place, right? In the East, a 12th place seed, you're 10.5 games out of first place. You 9.5 games out of the 4th place. You finished that last year. You 6 games from the 6th place and avoid the play-in game. And then you 5.5 games from the 8th place where you'll get home court advantage in the play-in game. And then you 2.5 games from the play-in game. So in our case, if you can get in, if you can comfortably get in, that means you're playing some decent basketball. You have to roll the dice that now with some people that's playoff tested a little bit, even though it's one series, that when you get in, their game is going to rise. And then now the flip side to that real quick is some teams that are ahead of us are eventually in the next few weeks, they're going to start tanking because they're going to start saying, if I'm only in the play-in game, I'd rather take my chances with a better lottery position than get into the playoffs and not really going to be able to do any real damage. So I'm going for the lottery pick, which means that even for the Knicks, you could even slide down or slide up rather in the standings. Like I say, don't tank. And the other part is that's with or without playing the young guy. If you did come to a time we got to play the young guys, you make sure you're coaching them to win so they don't develop no bad habits. So then not making the playoffs in that sense, that could be your win-win. Because if you're going to ride or die with RJ, then you got to put a team around him that's going to do what RJ is trying to do. And so I just look at.
I think that's the issue we all have because the way RJ's playing, you could say, well, if he was just the go-to guy, would we play better? Or I forgot who it was. Who we just picked up again? Cam Reddish. If he was the go-to guy, will we play better? So that's the question we have now. Like I don't think Randall. I still say it like as good as the player he is, he's just not the guy. Like he doesn't got that it factor that RJ shows, that Cam was showing in Atlanta. Like
but see, that's the thing. Randall, he kind of like showing it in these little spurts. Like he's getting back to where he was last year, it seemed like, but now that might be too little too late. Because the other question that I was asked too was, could Randall win the fans back? And I say yes against some of these other guys' theory.
Too good.
Well, listen, one thing about New York, they got a short memory if you win
Good.
and if you play hard.
Mm.
See, in New York, you can lose and play hard, and the fans will forgive you. Let's just go into this real quick to see that what exactly is it. Let me see that with Randall, that reason why they might not forgive him. But I know in New York got a forgiving heart if you're going out there and you're playing hard. And so this is some of the things that Randall did to turn the fans off. Okay, a few games back, when he said F the fans, remember with the thumbs down?
Yeah.
That was in a Pacers win. Okay, of course, fans don't like that because you owe us from last year. When he sat on the bench at the end of the game twice during the end of games, not going to the huddle. When you didn't help Obi Toppin up when he fell. Total sign of disrespect from your so-called leader and your captain. When he disrespected the assistant coach, who or was it even a video coordinator? So either way, it's wrong because you're doing it in front of everybody and you're doing it on national TV, right? And then you get 2 technical fouls, 2 different games when you're on the bench. That we're still fighting for wins in that game. So to me, those type of things, they're inexcusable for your so-called leader, and for anybody. But in Randall's case, you can't afford to be doing none of those type of things. Forget about your bad year this year, just by the way you bowed out last year. So the Knicks, this is what I'm also trying to say. If you don't make a move, then you still got to try to put this team back together because you owe us. But let's look at the Pacers and the Kings trade. And every player that got traded has some value for each other. The Pacers, they're going to get Tyrese Halliburton, right? And he just got drafted a few years ago. They're getting Buddy Hield, who we could use, and then Tristan Thompson is probably a throw-in. And then look at the Kings, Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, Justin Holiday, and then a 2027 second-round pick. So you're trying to tell me these kind of moves being made, the Knicks can't get in there and make a move?
Yeah, because I don't even think they clearly know what they want. And 23 Blade, Anthony Baker, shout out for y'all coming in the chat. I know it's been a long time.
Yeah, shout out.
Like I said, you coming in late, so I got a job change, so I work in the mornings. So now we're gonna figure out. Let us know what times y'all want us to be on, or late at night. What days y'all want us to be on, and we'll make that happen.
Yeah, and then tonight we just figured jump on before the game comes. So it's like a pregame show for us. And then, Knicks play at 9 o'clock. So we want to just jump on for a few minutes. But we also want to hear what some of y'all think, too, of where can the Knicks go? Because if they knew they was going to stand pat, which we still have a few more days, you should say that from the beginning so guys could have played more loose.
Yeah, but Anthony said, well, you think we get up and get De'Aaron Fox? I mean, it looked like we ain't getting out and doing anything, really. We would rather have De'Aaron Fox. I know we was talking about that all week.
Yeah.
I'm going to give up Randall, Kemba, and Fournier just to get a new face on there and let Cam Reddish get some playing time. If we fall like that, then that's what it is.
Yeah, but to me, that move ain't bad.
Yeah, at least we can see as fans, like, this is what we want. We can't complain after that.
Look, we see
like
how
complaining about who wants to play and who we want to see play. It's not like I think we all on the same page.
Well, the Knicks showing that if they run, they showing the past few games when they're running, they're hard to beat. They did it with the Lakers. They was doing it last night, and then you stop running. So is that the players or is that part the coach? One thing De'Aaron Fox might give us is that he'll get people out in transition. Because you see what IQ is doing. IQ is pushing it to the 3-point or almost to the 3-point line. Then he's just containing his dribble. Yeah, he's not penetrating in the lane.
I'm always looking at that. I think like Randall and Fournier kind of messes it up. Them two not really trying to run. They'll run, but they're not trying to run.
Look, if Randall could do it,
I think 4 out of 5 players on the court have to run.
Look, if Randall could do what he did the past couple of games, pushing the ball and getting all the way to the basket, I'll take that if you don't get traded. If this is how he's gonna play, we just have to put in type of a game plan that keep us moving, some type of continuity. Because the last 2 games, the first half, we was running it down their throat. So the Knicks are almost gonna miss their calling when they have those pieces right there. You know, and only thing about Tibbs too, well, he ain't making some right calls, which I told you last night what I liked about Reddick. Well, for one, Reddick to me is playing too passive. And you're not going to get off Tibbs' bench playing Cool Joe. That ain't going to do it for him. But I do like on the weak side the way he dives in the middle.
Yeah, I still don't think he gets enough playing time. Like I said, I work in the morning. You know, these 9 o'clock games ain't been doing it for me. So by the time the game comes on, I'm probably sleeping the first 5 minutes. So I'm trying to watch it. You know, Randall just took me out of it. I'm not going to lie. Like, I haven't even been wanting to see it. And that's how I've been feeling. But every time I see Cam, and Cam hasn't been getting in the game, but I see he got in the last game, and I was able to watch a couple clips. Even though it's only like 6 points, 2 rebounds, I know you were talking about the hustle, but I think it's too late to argue right now. I think he just didn't get enough time in the game.
Well, yeah, he's coming off an injury.
The Knicks are not calling his number like Atlanta was calling for his number to make up for all the people that was out. Knicks, we not calling nobody's number. So, like, I give credit to RJ right now because he's doing it on his own.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if Cam gets in there, it might spark a new thing to where they're like, all right, so now let's do this how we did it in college. Let's run it up. So,
but I don't see why. But I don't see why we don't keep doing that. Because in the short spurts right now, that's actually what we're doing. We are.
Anthony Baker says that Tom Thibodeau should be gone. Do you think so? No, I don't think so. I think he just needs like an offensive coordinator out there or somebody. It looks like the front office is not doing exactly what he said he wants. So he has to, change his ways anyway. So if he wants to do something, I think after the All-Star break, Thibodeau's going to have to make some changes anyway. Because then it's going to look bad on him, regardless.
Yeah, because I don't think
he's going to have to do something, or they're going to let him go.
I doubt. I can't see them letting him go, and he don't need to be fired. But like you say, he needs that offensive coordinator because there's too many times in the games where we stuck. But just the fact that he gave us back our respectability. He gave that back to New York. So that to me that counts for something. But his stubbornness to let Julius continue to play that stifling basketball, especially through the whole season, that's the part I don't understand. And when Julius went at the assistant coordinator, when you should have been paying attention to the huddle. See, those things, Tibbs, you can't allow that.
I'm not gonna say the joke in the group chat, but Quickly my boy, but he don't need to be in there that long. Quickly do not need to be playing all game long like he's a superstar.
Yeah, because last night Grimes should have got some. Deuce should have got some minutes last night.
Yeah,
he should have got. Now this is what I thought today. I thought we was gonna wake up to a Kemba trade because when they said he sat for the back-to-back to play tonight, I just thought that was, I normally when you're gonna play, they hold you out. So that's what I thought that was. But I
still don't know if it was they got Kemba knowing he was hurt. I don't know if they got Kemba if they didn't really want him. Like, what did Tibbs want? Did Tibbs not want him?
Maybe not. So,
did Tibbs not want any?
He's saying he didn't want Reddick.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, that's the confusion we're having. I don't think we ever gonna get that. That's the first as a Knicks organization. We don't ever know anything. They just make moves happen. And for granted, even if we don't make no moves right now, we still like what 4 for 4 for the front office.
Listen, we don't know some
the moves they made. We wasn't complaining about them.
Yeah, but some of the
stuff splash. But
look, some of the stuff we hear, we don't even know if it's like. I was looking at one thing today where they said Julius asked for a trade. Now I don't believe that.
I don't think he did.
I don't believe that happened. And then it says the thing about Mitchell Robinson's extension, I don't know what the Knicks. He deserves an extension. He's probably going to try to wait it out for the money because he want more money than what they could give him right now. If he waited for the summer, he could get a lot more. But to me, the Knicks got to be very, very careful with that. You don't want it. To me, you should not even try to alienate Mitch. And then, what is it? Some talk shows were saying.
I got a feeling Mitch is going to be one of them Knicks players that we let go, and it's going to be like, damn, we had Mitch. He's going to go somewhere and get
yeah, but ain't no reason to let him go.
Even RJ, like sometimes RJ get on our nerves throughout the season. But he's another player that will mess around and let go, and he'll be on the Lakers with LeBron and get LeBron another ring.
Now, RJ ain't going nowhere. RJ found his stride. Which reminds me of another thing somebody was trying to tell me. We shouldn't have gave Randall that money after 1 year. We should have waited for 2. See, now that to me, that's the kind of stuff that don't make no sense to me, because the NBA has the history, a long history of guys all showing out for a year or showing out in the playoffs and then getting that bag. That goes back from the beginning of time. So when we gave Randall that contract, he deserved that contract when we gave it to him. So that's not no 2 years, and nobody does that.
I mean,
somebody right now.
He had 2 choices. He could have opted out, but he signed that.
No need. Yeah, no need. Listen, he didn't know.
I said, well, if he was smart, he'll just sign the extension and not try to opt out and try to get more. Because at the end of the day, one, you on the Knicks and they treating you as if you're the star, right? And this is why I say he's cheating the fans, because they treat you like you're the star. So now you go anywhere else, we know you just a 6 man or you the role player. You the man that's going to get you 20 points on a certain night when you need it. And they can count on that.
The way he played last year, he was a star.
Do what you do.
He was a star. I mean, he was just as good as Siakam in Toronto. He was. You look at a lot of the other teams. There's only about 10 teams with real superstars on it. So he was in their category last year. But it should have continued. Maybe he should have seen a psychologist, because some people now saying that maybe he tried to do too much with the contract and being a star that overwhelmed him. A lot of things could have happened in that sense. But I'm looking at, I don't want the season to get away no matter what we do. Rather we keep him or trade him. I think we got to make a run at these playoffs. You know, I ain't knocking nobody that's talking about tanking, but you don't have to, because teams are in disarray and you can catch somebody sleeping. You get on a nice roll with some of the pieces we got, and they really get locked in, because a lot of our guys was college. We know that they were high school phenoms, but they were college stars. So they get locked into the right playoff atmosphere and they feel like it's a team. We could go on a type of run. I don't want to compare it to the 99 run, you know, because that just we shouldn't have been the 8th seed anyway in 99. Don't be
over here trying to get our hopes up.
No, it ain't hope. It ain't hope.
Run,
Joe, it ain't hope. It ain't hope. I'm talking about, listen.
And this is where the sickness comes in, and you can see where it could go, and they're not going to do it.
Doesn't matter. Right. But you can't give up on it, because the other teams, especially in the East, other than Milwaukee, everybody else is on shaky ground.
Yeah, because we'll be in here game by game, getting sicker and sicker, because it's like these is easy wins, and y'all not getting through.
Yeah.
My whole week
got to coach better, and the players got to play better.
They messed up my whole week last week. I ain't even feel good. They said COVID. I said, I ain't got that. I got Nick vid. I was sick.
Listen, last week, the way they was playing, and I didn't have no Hennessy neither. I couldn't even drown my sorrows. I was like, but anyway, we're going to be wrapping it up soon for the game, but we have to try to figure out a way that, well, we have to skip that. We're going to save that for when after they do the trades. But I think Tibbs need to stay. I think a guy like Jeremy Grant, if they don't do too much, a guy like that can come in and help solidify your offense to help it make sense. Like, he'll do little things to help the offense make sense. And then Grimes, when Grimes get in, Grimes has to be approached as if he's a factor. Because those skills that he got can take us a long way on both ends of the court.
Right.
But he got to know that going in. RJ found his stride. I don't think there's no going backwards for RJ now. He's found that superstar stride. So we need to run, right? We want to get into the playoffs and keep running, and then still got to show up our transition defense. So we push the ball on offense and we get back on our transition. Because I looked at one time when, Quickly don't go all the way to the hole, right? So I looked at, it was last night, he go halfway to the hole, and then the other guard is like moving towards the corner. So I'm saying to myself, if Quickly goes all the way and throw up a shot, which he did, who's back? And nobody was back. Like I saw the play before it even happened. Nobody had the common sense to get back when knowing that Quickly was probably going to try to penetrate and go with the floater. And then his floater carries him to the basket. But the Knicks they're not that far away if they could just snap out of it. The Tibbs could snap out of it and the Knicks could snap out of it. They're not that far away because I'm not going to get into too much of the other speculation of who the Knicks are going to get because a lot of people they say the Knicks are going to get, they're coming off the board.
At this point, they can get me.
they got to get the one that taught you.
Last June,
put the ball in your hand.
He said, why did they pay him all that money? If,
pay who?
He was terrible in the playoffs, but Anthony Baker. Why did they make all that money if he was terrible in the playoffs, but throughout the whole season? Who would have knew Randall was going to play like that in the playoffs?
Yeah.
And then you say you're going to work on it. And, I would have believed him too. As much as Randall get on my nerves, I would have believed him. I don't know how you're going to get right, you're going to get better.
Yeah, because part of that,
right?
He probably was pressing. I mean, they said he went back to work within weeks after the season. And he probably was pressing, but more so than that too was your attitude. Like the media don't have to like you. They didn't like Patrick Ewing, but it never stopped Patrick from doing his job to his capability. So that's what Randall, just do your job to your capability. Everybody knows you're better than what you showed this season. So you just keep grinding. He deserved that money to me. He deserved that money.
He earned it.
Got us in the playoffs after how many years? Flamed out. Now, again, everybody talk about Randall's salary, right? Which is rightfully so. But Randall still didn't get superstar money.
Yeah,
right? He got a great salary.
Like, I think he knew, like, I know that he wasn't, until the superstar pull up, that money's not going to make sense.
That wouldn't have made sense. No,
fight for that bag, but I think he know, like how I was saying last year, that when in the playoffs, when they put the brakes on him, that it was going to be a hard task.
Well, yeah, because he didn't learn. One of the things
that frustration is that if the worst can happen, this was the worst.
Yeah, but what Randall should have been working on too, though, was what put the brakes on him was the double team and then the other player coming from the weak side. That was the whole game plan. So that's the kind of stuff you should have been working on.
We about to get out of here, but he said they said Jeremy Grant might be going to the Nets.
Oh my goodness. And really? Ooh, thanks for that. But damn.
We ain't watching the pregame right now because we over here chatting with y'all.
Yeah, see, that's like
and crazy. Again, let us know what days y'all would like to see us on, whether it's a Monday to start the week, Friday to end the week. Try to get back to once every week to do a recap, hang out with you guys, and let us know.
All right, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get ready for the game. And we see y'all next time.
Tuesday? What's today? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Try to get it back at the end of the week, maybe like a Thursday or Friday.
Well, the 10th is the deadline, right? We definitely got to come in at the deadline or right after.
All right, yeah. So we'll see everybody again.
All right.
Everybody, we back. Let them know. Let them know in the comments. Comment. Oh, Andy K just pulled in.
Oh, our boy Andy K. Peace out, Andy K.
We about to get out of here though. We definitely will be back. Let me put that up on the screen. Let's go Knicks, game time.
That's right. Let's get it. I don't know. All right, so we just hope we make something good come out of these trade rumors. Anything that can push us over the edge. All right. All right. So let's get ready for the game, Joey.
All right.
See you next time.
And they do me right this game.
Peace.
Peace.